And I can equally see someone wearing this on like a safari in Kenya. Hey guys, it's Ifeyinwa and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of today's video, I am going to be telling you guys about all of my favorite spring and summer fragrances in my perfume collection. If you haven't already seen my perfume collection that I filmed last year, I will link it in the cards for you. Notice how much my hair has grown in about a year. Thank you very much. I'm super excited about this video because I've been on such a perfume kick lately. I have a couple of perfumes that I've had for a really long time. I've had a couple that are new. I have a couple that I have samples for that I'm planning to add to my collection at some point. So if you're excited about this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I make videos all about beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. I would love it if you consider subscribing. If at any point in time you are feeling the vibe, I upload new videos every single week. Let's jump into this video. So I have my iPad today because you guys know I'm always saying I don't know how to describe this. I don't know anything about notes. So I thought that I would just make this video a little bit more professional and read out notes to you and then tell you what I think about the fragrances. So the first one I'm going to jump into is one by Zara. This is actually one of my favorite perfumes in my collection. This is their saffron and orange flowers. So I picked this up when I was in Florence. It was literally just one of those ones where I was smelling all the perfumes by the till, and the moment I smelled this, I was like, absolutely yes. I'll tell you what I smell when I smell it. So imagine you're in a flower shop on the hottest day of spring and they're giving out ice cold, sweet glasses of lemonade. This is what this smells like. It is just the perfect combination of sweet and citrus. It is fresh, it is not overpowering. You can already see by the dent in this bottle. I love this stuff so much. According to Fragrantica, this is white floral. It's got citrus, it's sweet, woody, yellow floral, warm, spicy, and musky. I agree with all of that. Saffron, I don't know what saffron smells. That's not true. I bought some saffron from the store because I wanted to know what it smells like, because there's so many fragrances that I like that have saffron. Saffron is almost spicy to me. So it says it's got saffron, orange, green notes, and bergamot. It also has orange blossom, ylang ylang, jasmine, and then musk and woodsy notes, which honestly makes a lot of sense to me because that all sounds like things that I absolutely love. The last time I tried to check if this was still available, it wasn't, but now that I'm on their website, it is. I've already added it to my bag. I am buying a backup. I am obsessed with this fragrance. So if you can smell this, definitely get it. And it's $25.99 right now from Zara. I love this. I cannot tell you enough about how much I love this. If you can hear traffic, guys, it's a warm day. My window's open. Apologies. I am wearing my microphone, so it should be okay. But the second fragrance I have from Zara is a new one. This is Magnificently Dubai. This was actually a blind buy-ish for me. So I was on their website, and once I saw how this was described, I just knew I was going to like it. So I actually ended up ordering it. And then I went into a store to try it on, and I confirmed that I did like it. So I ended up keeping the one that I ordered. That's the story. So this one, oh wow. Okay, so this is definitely more on the spicy side than I would say the previous one I just showed you is. This gives me more nighttime, more grown, more sexy. I can smell the spiciness in this. I also think this has a bit of a citrus undertone as well, but it's not as strong. Think more spicy, more woodsy, more leaning on the masculine side, but definitely very wearable for women as well. This is something I just can't wait to play with. This gives me more summer night vibes. So let me set the tone for you. So if you've ever been out in Lagos at nighttime, this also I feel like encapsulates that vibe. There's something about this that just feels very seductive and flirty and youthful to me, but not in an immature way. Very much so in a grown and sexy way. Oh, and I should probably talk about the name. I mean, considering the fact that it's actually named after Dubai. I've been to Dubai a few times. I feel like I've said this before, but there's a very similar vibe between Dubai and Lagos for me. So the fact that I would say it encapsulates a Lagos night, it definitely encapsulates that Dubai vibe as well. So let's go and see what the official notes are. Okay, so apparently this is a leather fragrance. So I didn't pick up on that, clearly. It says it's fresh, spicy, I agree with that, warm, spicy, metallic, animalic, tobacco, and smoky. In terms of notes, it just says top note is saffron, middle note is nutmeg, and base note is leather. So not too much to read out to this, but definitely worth it as well. This is also $25.99 and it's also part of the Jo Malone collection. I love these two fragrances. So Miss Dior, this is one that I spoke about in my last perfume collection. I still very much love this fragrance. Still would highly recommend it. This is way sweeter. I think this is probably the sweetest fragrance that I have in my collection. This gives me flowers, but dripped in candy, if that makes sense. So if you really like sweet smelling fragrances, I think you'll really like this. This is definitely on the youthful side. The staying power is decent, but not as strong as some other fragrances that I'm going to talk about. Having said that, I just love this, and you can see I'm probably going to get like one more spring summer out of this before it's done. So it says that this is patchouli, citrus, rose, woody, white floral, warm, spicy, musky, earthy, floral, and balsamic. Some of these things I just feel like, oh my gosh. Top note is Italian mandarin. Okay, middle notes are rose and jasmine, and the base notes are patchouli and musk. That's interesting. Because my top note is definitely not mandarin, because I'm assuming mandarin citrus. I pick up on the floral way stronger than I pick up on anything citrusy. This holds a sentimental place in my heart because my mom gave it to me, so I really like this. Another oldie but goodie, Coco Mademoiselle. I love this. This is so fresh. Think of a super hot day in the middle of summer. You're wearing a white floral dress, and it's that sticky hot outside, and you just want to smell fresh, clean, and cool. That's what this is. Coco Mademoiselle just makes me feel very put together, very much so chic. And that's why I really like this. This is fun because I feel like the way I describe things and what's actually in it is always very interesting to see. Again, it's saying citrus. Citrus, woody, patchouli, sweet, white floral, rose, earthy, vanilla, warm, spicy, yellow floral. I'm so confused. Top notes are orange, mandarin orange, bergamot, and orange blossom. So according to them, this is very heavy citrus. I've never ever thought this smelled citrusy. But if anything, this just goes to show that there's definitely a consistent theme in what I like. Middle notes are Turkish rose, jasmine, mimosa, and ylang ylang. I can definitely smell the jasmine and the ylang ylang. Like that for me is what comes through in the floral. But is there no musk? Because okay, thank goodness, I was about to get confused. And then the base notes are patchouli, white musk, vanilla, vetiver, tonka bean, and apopanax, whatever that is. But this is a very popular fragrance, so you cannot go wrong with this. If you are looking for something to gift someone, I think this is a really good option because it's safe. Let's move on to Attrapes. This is by Louis Vuitton. This is a fragrance that I also picked up when I was in Florence. This is one that I had on my list for a really long time. I had bought something from Louis Vuitton and they gave me a bunch of samples, and this was the one that I was like, oh my god, I need to buy this at some point. Oh, I just got a whiff of it. This is definitely giving me floral. I can smell jasmine, ylang ylang as well. I think this has more like white florals in it. I don't really smell rose. I don't even know what Attrapes Reves means. I don't even know if I say that right. But there's something about this that's very sweet that I like. It has a very sweet opening. It's very strong. It smells like a fresh, sweet flower with a musky undertone. If Coco Mademoiselle is Charlotte, Attrapes Reves is definitely Carrie. This is a fragrance where when I want to make a statement, but I want it to be an inoffensive statement, this is the one. I also don't know too many people that have this or that talk about this. So I think in that way, it's a very unique fragrance. It'll cost you, it's probably the most expensive fragrance I've spoken about so far, but there's something about this that I just think is so unique and so beautiful. And look at how much I've used, and I've only had this for less than a year. I'm so scared to check because I just think, oh gosh, you do not know what you're talking about. I have such admiration for people that are on fragrance YouTube because they just know how to describe these things. It's amazing. Okay, so it's saying fresh, it's saying rose, which I did not pick up on, floral, warm, spicy, fruity, patchouli, tropical, cacao, woody, and citrus. And it says top notes are lychee, ginger, and bergamot. Lychee is a fruit, right? Is that the same as lychee? I'm not too sure, but if it is, I get it because like I said, it does have a very sweet opening. The ginger I've never picked up on. Bergamot, I can give you that. Bergamot is something that I like. I'm noticing. And it's also got peony, which is what I think I said, but if I didn't say, I meant. Turkish rose, cacao. I did not pick up on that at all. So another fragrance that I talked about in my last perfume collection was Tom Ford's Soliel Blanc. Soliel Blanc, if I remember correctly, translates to white sun. So that definitely should give off the vibe about what this is like. This reminds me of a tropical holiday. In as much as this was my wedding day fragrance, it actually reminds me more of my honeymoon in Mexico, if that makes sense, because I also wore it throughout that time as well. Okay, let me set the tone. Imagine being on a beach, right? Like a stunning beach. Like imagine the most beautiful beach in the world, right? White sands, turquoise blue water. It's super hot, but you're in the shade, so it's just amazing. You can hear the waves crashing. You know, we're staying at really nice resorts and they have those lovely gentlemen or ladies that work on the beach and come by and offer you a drink, and you're like, yes please, can I have a pina colada, or if you're me, you know, a mai tai, because I don't really like pina coladas, but something with coconut in it, a sweet coconut crushed ice beverage. That's this. That is this. Lots of people say that this smells like suntan lotion. This is literally summer holiday in a bottle. This would be my recommendation for a honeymoon fragrance, for a holiday fragrance. Absolutely. Now that I'm getting more into fragrance, like this would not be my wedding day fragrance. I'll just like throw that out there. I still love it, but just not necessarily for a wedding day, if that makes sense. Finally, something I got right. Top note, coconut. Well, main accords. Coconut, white floral, sweet, amber, tuberose. That makes sense. If you know anything about me, you know that one of my favorite candles by Diptyque is their tuberose candle. It's also got yellow floral, vanilla, woody, warm, spicy, and nutty. So that all makes sense. It says top notes are pistachio. Wait, hold on. No, I do not smell that. Pistachio, bergamot again, cardamom, pink pepper. I definitely will give it a bit of the pink pepper. That I'm pulling. Tuberose, now that they say it, I actually get it, but I never like placed it before. Ylang ylang, jasmine, and then base notes are coconut, amber, tonka bean, and benjoin. Ooh, I have another benjoin fragrance to tell you about, so that's interesting. I just really like this. I think it is such a beautiful, sweet, unexpected fragrance. Oh, I also wanted to show you that the Soliel Blanc comes in a body shimmer oil, and I love this stuff. This is the rose gold one, I believe. When I went to pick this up at Selfridges, the lady that helped me recommended this. She said it looks a lot better on darker skin tones than the gold one, and I tried on both and I absolutely agree with her. So I will absolutely be repurchasing this. This is like my favorite body shimmer oil that I've ever tried, and I've been holding on to this for dear life. So definitely highly recommend their body shimmer oil. It smells exactly like the fragrance, and if you wanted to try one and not the other, this is a fraction of the price. One last one, and then I want to talk about some honorable mentions. So this is one of the newest additions to my collection. This is Byredo's Bal de Freak. I feel like I talk about this fragrance a lot, so we're not going to go into it too much, but I picked this up primarily because I've been wanting something from Byredo for a really long time. This is one of their most signature fragrances, and apparently it was modeled after the owner's father's trips to Africa. I'm African, from Nigeria to be precise. Of course I was going to fall for that. Having said that, there's something about this that makes me so happy. I know it has African marigold in it, which is a flower, and that's pretty much all I know about it. To me, this is very citrusy, flowery as well, very sweet. I feel like it also has a bit of musk in there, maybe even some vanilla I'm picking up on. One thing I will say as a criticism, even before we jump into like setting the tone around this doesn't last very long. I get about 2, maybe 3 hours of wear out of this, which for how much it cost is crazy, but I love this fragrance so much. This was the fragrance that I wore while I was in Nigeria on my most recent trip, and every time I wear it now, it just makes me think about summer days and spring days, and it makes me so happy. This is my favorite time of the year. From that perspective, I cannot say anything bad about this fragrance. It is signature fragrance worthy, and by that I mean you can wear this every single day. I've read that Byredo does really well with layering similar things, so like if you want this to last longer, you can layer it with their shower gel and their body lotion and all of that. I personally am not buying into that because I just think it's already expensive alone as it is. I'm not going to start buying multiple things to make it even more expensive. I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is. And I think not every time we need a fragrance that's going to be, you know, lasting on your skin for 1,000 years. When I'm just heading out to a Pilates class or heading out to run errands and I want to smell nice for myself, not necessarily for other people, this is what I wear. And I love it. It makes me so happy. So let me set the tone for this. What is this day? This is a solo date day. It's a lovely spring day. The weather's in the 20s. The sun is shining, not a gray cloud in sight. And you just want to spend the day by yourself. You put this on, you go to your local cafe, you pick up an iced latte, none of that vanilla, caramel, just literally a plain iced latte. You're sipping your latte, you're going to your local flower market to pick up some flowers for yourself. You are literally romanticizing your life, okay? You're window shopping. You do not have a care in the world. That is about to freak. And I can equally see someone wearing this on like a safari in Kenya. Like get you a girl that can do both, okay? His top notes are Amalfi lemon, Taget, which I've never heard in my life, black currant, bergamot, African orange flower. I'm pretty sure I've heard that be referred to as African marigold before. Middle notes are violet, cyclamen, and jasmine. Base notes are vetiver, musk, I did say musk, amber, and Virginia cedar. And now I have a couple of fragrances that I don't personally own, but they're high on my list. So before I jump into the one from Diptyque, I want to tell you guys about sample kits. So if you do not know, there are a couple of brands that you can buy discovery kits from. Some brands will even allow you to redeem the cost of the sample kit towards a full-size bottle of perfume. Byredo being one of them, Perfumes de Marly being another. And it comes with the infamous delina, and I was able to get a sample of delina exclusive as well. And having tried all of these, delina, it is the next perfume I am buying. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I've been wanting to spray this all day, but I wanted to wait for this video. Oh. Delina is the juiciest rose fragrance I have ever smelled in my life. I do not know how they've been able to do this. It is rose, but it is fruity, and it has that like tartiness to it. And people describe it as being a sharp opening, because I think it's either the lychee or the rhubarb. It's the rhubarb in it that people describe as being sharp. It's not sharp to me. This is just juicy. That is the best way I can describe it. Oh, I love this fragrance so much. Let us get into the notes, because I will sit here and just like go on and on and on and on and on. Perfumes de Marly, which is the house that makes delina, is a niche brand, as is Byredo actually. But if you're wondering what a niche brand is, because sometimes I feel like these things are not very clear. You know how Tom Ford, they also do clothes, Chanel also does clothes, bags, ready to wear, whatever. Like niche perfume brands, all they do is perfume. In the world of perfume snobbery, you know, they're seen to be better and more exclusive because that's literally all they do. And now that I am dabbling a little bit into that world, I get it. The fragrances that you get from these sorts of houses are definitely more unique. They're definitely more expensive, okay? But they're also just, like, whoever made delina, like, you can tell, like, that's all he does. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing else that smells like this. And that's how I feel about Belle de Freak. That's how I feel about Kilian's Angel Share. Like, that's how I feel about how Fetty by Penhaligon's. Like, you can tell when this is someone's full-time gig. Like, it's just, like, stunning fragrances, okay? So top note for delina, rose. It's also floral, fruity, I pick up on that, fresh, musky, green, aromatic, tropical, powdery, yes, and woody. Top notes are lychee. I actually do think lychee is the same as lychee, so that was also in something else that I cannot remember. Was that in Attrapes Reves? I think they said had lychee in it. Rhubarb, bergamot, and nutmeg. Bergamot and nutmeg are actually things that I seem to like a lot. Middle notes are Turkish rose, peony, musk, Petalia, vanilla, and the base notes are Cashmeran, cedar, intense, and Haitian vetiver. So these are all things that I love. So it doesn't surprise me that I love delina. It is extremely overhyped. Well, not overhyped, hyped, but the hype is worth it, so it's not overhyped. I also got a sample of delina exclusive. Now, if you go on their website, and same thing for Byredo, let me tell you a little bit of a secret, okay? Like, let me tell you how to get extra samples with things, okay? Like, typically these websites will not let you pick out free samples if all you're buying is the discovery kit. However, I mistakenly found a workaround, okay? So what you need to do is put a full-size bottle of perfume in your cart, then add the discovery kit to your cart. Once you have a full-size bottle of perfume in your cart, they will let you pick samples, okay? So you can put the samples in your cart, and then you can take the full-size bottle of perfume out of your cart, following, and the sample should still be in your cart. That's how I was able anyway to get samples with my discovery kit from Perfumes de Marly and as well from Byredo. And I ended up picking up delina exclusive, which is somewhere around here. I had it and now it's gone. Oh wait, here it is. This is a sample for delina exclusive. And the moment I smelled both, I was automatically drawn to delina, which made me really happy because delina exclusive is even more expensive. I think delina exclusive to me is warmer, if that makes sense. It's warmer, it's more powdery. It is definitely what I would gravitate more towards at nighttime or in the winter or just colder months. But delina gives me spring, gives me summer, gives me, I'm ready to be in the sunshine. But yeah, delina. I cannot wait to add that to my collection. Oops. And then the last fragrance I want to tell you guys about, diptyque. Diptyque is the second house that I want to buy a fragrance from. So once I get delina, this is what I'm going to get next. This is called Benjoin Boheme by Diptyque. So when I went into Diptyque, I went in to talk to them about, I think it's called Duelle. The EDP, it's a green vanilla, which honestly I think is perfect for this time of year as well. However, they did not have a sample of the EDP in store. Anyway, she gave me a bunch of samples. I worked my way through them. I wasn't really too impressed, but the moment I sprayed Benjoin Boheme, I wrote it down. And that's how you know it's serious. Like, it's added to the list, okay? Arguably not appropriate for this time of year because this gives me more, I want to say fall, but I feel like you could get away with it for a summer night as well. Hear me out, hear me out. Top notes are amber, woody, warm, spicy, balsamic, powdery, patchouli, and musky. This just reminds me of nothing that I've ever smelled in my life, and I think that's why I like it. It reminds me of Magnificently Dubai. These two give me a very similar vibe. It's very much so a hot sexy night on a holiday. Like, oh yeah, this is definitely a summer night fragrance for me. On a date night, this would be perfect. Let me tell you. Perfect, okay? Anyway, guys, that is all I have to share with you guys. Definitely let me know what your favorite perfumes are for spring and summer. Let me know what you are looking to add to your collection. Let me know what you swear by, because I'm always looking for recommendations. I am so excited for the warmer months. Like, I come alive when the sun's out, in case I haven't told you this already. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you would like to, leave your video recommendations as well, actually, because I would love to know what you guys want to see on this channel. And I will catch you guys very soon in my next one. Stay blessed, stay safe, and take care. Bye.